Do not attempt to adjust your set. This is a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin. It cannot be stopped, and it is the only free voice left on the net. Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Skyrim mod showcase on the PS4, we're going to be taking a look at a female-only armor set that's been ported to PlayStation by Mod Author RylieBread called Callisto Armor. The armor is originally credited to Mod Authors Fuse00 and Xtudo. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind with this ported armor set is that the HDT SMP physics the mod originally had have been removed in this ported version, so the armor will not have physics. As well, this has been ported with a single color in mind, white. It should work for both the CBBE and UNP bodies. So, with that said, let's see how fine today's showcased mod. So you can currently find this mod in the latest category, of which there are two versions available. One is for the PS4 version of Skyrim, and the other is for the PS5 version of Skyrim. So please make certain to pick the version of the mod that matches your game version for the texture on the armor to display properly. Depending on when you see this video, you can also find this armor set by bringing up your search function with L1, and then typing in Callisto to the search bar. That should get both versions of the mod to come right up. Name of the mod is PS4 Callisto Armor. This mod was ported to PlayStation by Mod Author RylieBread, and the mod was originally credited to the Mod Authors Fuse00 and Xtudo on Nexus. The mod description in part reads, "The Callisto Armor set is a gorgeous female-only set of armor that looks as if it belongs to a royal. Royal or not, it should look stunning on any woman. The armor set's leather was originally a dark teal, but I opted to switch it out for a fully white appearance instead. Now note HDT SMP physics had been removed in this port. Also, it does mention here that it should work for both a CBBE and UNP body. Now, there is some additional information for the port of things that was changed listed here. As always, please make certain to read the mod description in its entirety before choosing to download and install this or any other mod. So, once you have the mod downloaded and enabled, you want to make your way to any blacksmith forge to craft the armor. And if using the mod Separated Vanilla Crafting menu by Mod Authors Ryliebrad, make certain to pick the right hand side option at the forge to access modded content. Speaking of which, there is a heavy and light version of the armor that we can craft. For the heavy version of the armor, scroll over to the steel category of the forge, and you should find that the items have been added right here, which includes the Callisto Heavy Armor. Note that this version has these decorative sleeves in the back. There is a sleeveless version, which does not have that if you would prefer it. Then there is the Callisto Heavy Boots, and then finally the Callisto Heavy Gauntlets. Note the circlet is in a different section of the forge. If you would prefer a light version of the armor instead, scroll over to the Elven category and you'll find that the same armor pieces are here, these only being a light version. However, I do believe they should look exactly the same as they do appear that way here in the forge. Now, to craft the circlet to finish off the armor, scroll over to the miscellaneous section of the category, and you should find the items added right here. This is the Callisto Alternative Circlet. Then there is an unenchanted version of the circlet if you don't want enchantments on it. Then the normal version of the Callisto Circlet. And then finally, an unenchanted version of that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and craft one of this and then one of the alternative circlet, and I'm just going to craft the light version of the armor. I do believe that the heavy will look exactly the same, but I've chosen Lady Catherine from the mod Pandorpal's Heroines, as she's supposed to be royalty. I figure that she'll be a good one to showcase this armor on. So let me go ahead and get her outfitted, and I'll be back with you guys shortly. So here is what the armor looks like on Lady Catherine. Now this is the main armor itself, but I've chosen the alternative version of the headpiece, the circlet, as I think it looks far superior to the main one, but I will re-equip her with that too so you can see the difference. Armor is very well detailed here, gold accents on it, and then like the patterns on the legs and stuff, very nice looking. Also, as I move the camera and as she's moving, I notice it's got a really nice reflection like on her stomach there. Depending on the lighting in your game as to how reflective this may be or not, I don't know. I don't have anything else that alters reflection, so it's just my lighting. Coming here to the sides, you can see again, really nice gold detailing on it. But you can definitely see a problem here with her arms and hands clipping through these decorative sleeves unless she turns like she just did. Now remember, there is an alternative version which does not include those on the back, which you might prefer if you have the same issue. I suspect that you will. Also remember that while I believe the images included with the port show different color variants of this, that I think the heavy armor would look exactly the same and just be, you know, the heavy stats. I didn't craft it to see, but real quick though, I will go ahead and show you
What do you want me to
that
carry?
there is the main version of the circlet. This is the alternative, what that looks like, and then the alternative version of the chest piece. So let me pull those real quick and give her the other ones. I just do not care for the main version of the circlet whatsoever. I like the alternative, but this one, you'll see why in just a second. Tell me that that's not an accident waiting to happen. Who in the right mind would go into battle with that close to your eyes? You definitely get blinded going into battle with that, or hell, if you just happen to fall over. I don't know why anyone would choose that version if it was realistic, you know. The armor itself looks the same with the exception of the back not having those decorative sleeves, and because it doesn't have it, then there is no clipping issue, at least not with her arms and stuff. You can see here. Now, the back does still have this little decorative piece that goes off the lower half of her there. It has a little bit of a hole in it. I don't know why it does that. And then it does have clipping on her hair there because of it being so long. That may just depend on whichever character you choose to have equipping this armor. But in any case though, it's still very nice looking, and it's just that headpiece. I definitely prefer the alternative version to that. But in any case, that's going to do it for today's showcase. If you're interested in the armor, download it, give it a try. Thank you to the mod authors that ported this mod to PlayStation. Thank you to the original authors that allowed your work to be ported here. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video.
Alright then.
Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.